Okay, thank you for joining me in this video. I'm going to show you how to add the sleeve. So just going to make my magic loop. With this one we're going to cast on with a single crochet, and we need to go into the center because we did a chain of 3, so we want to go into the middle one and do a single crochet just there. We don't need to worry about pulling that too tight because we're going to be working into that and we need it to be easily workable. And all we need to do in this first round is just, single crochet all the way around. Now just here, this is actually from the previous round, this stitch there is a half double crochet. We can work into there if we want to, or we can just skip over that because we are going to be reducing the sleeves anyway, so you don't have to work in that stitch if you don't want to. And if you don't want to, remember when you get to the other side, don't work in the other side neither, otherwise you're going to end up with one sleeve one stitch bigger than the other. And one stitch in the wrong place can make the hugest difference. No, it really doesn't make any difference on the sleeves, to be fair. So this single crochet around is just what I like to class as a round of something that you can build on, something that you can work from, so just so that you know exactly where you are. I know that when I've done the cardigan you can actually just join straight on with the half double crochet, but personally I do prefer to have this foundation to build on so that I know exactly where I'm at, and it just, to me, it makes my life easier. So like I said before, I want to share this and be as easy as possible. Right, when you come to this point here, this does look like a very big hole, but don't worry about it because as you're doing this sleeve and working into that next stitch there, it just naturally falls smaller, so don't worry. Right, so now we've got to the beginning single crochet, and what we want to do is we want to slip stitch into that beginning single crochet. I know I've made the hole big, don't worry. Then we're going to chain 1, and then I want to half double crochet 2 together by working into the same space and into the next space along. So that's my half double crochet 2 together right at the very beginning, and then all we do is we half double crochet all the way around. And when we get back to the beginning point again, we're going to do that on every single round, and that will naturally decrease your round by 1 stitch, giving you the tapered effect rather than having a big baggy sleeve to be able to work from. I personally think that it looks a lot nicer done with a tapered sleeve. I know that baggy sleeves also look nice if that's what you want, but I think with little babies it's just nice to have a sleeve that fits rather than it bagging around and getting in their way when, I know they're not really going to be doing much except for trying to put the fist in their mouth when they're this small, but when you're making the bigger jumpers, a baggy sleeve can actually get in the way when they're trying to do their building work and trying to get blocks to go into, you know how you play those games where you slot the blocks into the different shaped holes and things. So I personally prefer the tapered sleeve. So here we are, back round to the beginning again. Okay, so we're going to do our half double crochet there. At this point you can actually just tighten that bit up a little bit. Now in this, where you did this half double crochet 2 together, you need to work into the right hand side of that, into the top there. So when I say work into the top of the half double crochet 2 together, that is the point. then you're going to slip stitch, chain 1, and then half double crochet 2 together by going in the same space and in the next space along to be able to do half double crochet 2 together. And then you're going to continue just a half double crochet all the way around. And this pattern is so easy because this particular one we started off with working of chains of 11. So then we then did 11 rounds for this part, and now we're going to do 11 rounds on the sleeve before we change over to the last 2 rounds of the single crochet, just to finish the sleeves. So it really is super easy, and these sleeves build up really quickly because each time you go round there's one less stitch, so each round gets quicker and quicker, and before you know it you've got all of your 11 rounds complete. And then we work on the same principle as I've shown on the previous video, where I showed you how to do the single crochet at the bottom there and how to finish off. Finishing off the sleeve is exactly the same way. We turn and do exactly the same principle. So if you haven't already watched that video, or you've looked at it and said, oh, I don't need to watch that, and skipped it, you might like to go back and just have a quick look at that to see what I mean. So I'm just going to show you one more time. This is where we've done our chain 1, a half double crochet 2 together. We need to slip stitch into the top there, which is just to the right hand side of the trunky stitch. Slip stitch together, chain 1, half double crochet into the same space, and then into the next one to be able to do our half double crochet 2 together. Okay, when you actually, if I just take my hook out a minute, when you're actually looking at your sleeve, I know that you've actually done a round of single crochet in there as well, but if, as long as you go from where the tail is and you have a look and you count there, so that's 1, 2, you know, I mean, I've done 2, but you can count your rows with your half double crochet 2 together, so you know exactly how many rounds you've done all the way around. So as long as you've got 11 of these half double crochet 2 together, that's fine. For the last 2 rounds of single crochet, it is just rounds of single crochet. There's no more doing 2 together, otherwise you make the hole too small, so it's too tight. You want to be able to, if I show you on this one, when you're dressing your baby, you tend to want to put your hand inside to grab hold of your baby's hand, and then you sort of pull your baby's hand through there like that. So this is plenty narrow enough, and like I said, is that doing the single crochet and working the opposite way round gives it that, it curves it in to give you a nice finish. Okay, so I'm going to leave you to it to finish off your sleeves. I'm going to do both of my sleeves, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how to add the hoodie on. Where is the correct place to do that? Then I'll show you where you need to, so that you can get on with that. And then there'll be one more video which will show you how to do the trim area and these ties. Okay, so thank you for watching, thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing. I really do hope that you're going to make it through to the end of this and you're going to make yourself a fantastic little jumper, because it really, really is well worth it. Okay, bye for now.